Hey, now you mentioned about this, I suddenly remember this red flag that I saw in my ex.
Wow.
this guy, he always.
Hi everyone, I'm Bjorn.
And I'm Rachel, and welcome back to
Grow Your Money.
Hey Bjorn, just curious, how do you and your wife actually manage your finances as a couple? Because as you guys know, I'm actually getting married very soon, and we are actually touching on the topic of finances. So, any advice for someone who is getting married?
Okay, so this is for every one of you who also have a partner you guys are planning, or even you are married already lah. So at least for me and my wife, so for context, right, I met my wife back in 2013, and we got married in 2020 lah, right at COVID year. Okay. So how we manage our finances is we have a joint account. I think having a joint account is good for expenses that are together. For example, in future, if you have kids or for housing, utility bills and things like that. And practice that we do is every month, right? We will put in a portion of our salary inside, and we just leave that as savings lah. Right, so that's how we do. But we still individually have our own bank accounts as well. Of course, with full transparency, right? She just knows how much I have. She knows how much she has lah. And why do we do that, right? Is to optimize bank accounts. It's kind of like to
which
get
one gives better deals?
Interest rates lah, right?
Interest
Because
rates.
if you do a joint account, you can't get that. But if you both have your own personal account, right, you can get better rates lah from all our banks and things like that.
I think there's some like salary. If you credit to certain banks, there's better rates lah.
Yeah.
Compared to like joint account as a whole, right?
Yeah, but Richard, I share with you first. This kind of thing, right? Okay, so for many couples, money is a very, very sensitive subject.
Okay.
Because depends, right? If you are someone that, example, you are very frugal, but your partner is very wealthy one, so that mindset.
Then how do you like differentiate like what to buy for your house?
Yeah, so there has to be a balance lah. Fortunately and I think that at least on my side, it's also about just being flexible. Like, no need to draw the line so clean, you get me? No need to like, 50% you pay, 50% I pay. Because at the end of the day, I think is seeing it as your whole thing
as
together.
a couple lah.
Yeah.
Hey, now you mentioned about this, I suddenly remember this red flag that I saw in my ex.
Wow.
this guy, he always asks me to 50-50 one. And like every time we go out for a meal, right, sometimes is I pay, then sometimes is he pay, right, things like that lah. But when we buy things together, when travel, is always he asks me 50-50. But then there was one time he come and tell me, hey, how come whenever like when he's supposed to pay, right, I always choose the very expensive restaurant. Then I was like, huh? Like what made you think that way? Then he's like, yeah, you remember? Then he go and like bring out the calculations like, hey, that time I pay $60 for this. Then now today you only pay like $20 for the meal.
Well, then 2K already lah.
Yeah, then I got shocked and I was like, wow, shit.
Then how did you respond back to him?
Then I'm like, then I pay another time again After today I pay one more time. I mean, if you are so bothered by it, right? Then I was like. Then that was the first red flag to me. Then I realized, wow, this guy cannot. Yeah, that's why we broke up lah.
Was that the reason why, or there were other issues that came up after?
It's a bit of like rolling thing. So there was one red flag. Then you start to notice like other red flags about finances. Then I kind of understand that, okay, maybe financially we are not on the same page. Like I'm more like, okay, I just whatever. I'm not that with my partner, but he seems like he is quite calculative lah. Then to me as a woman, I'm just like, do I really want to have this for the rest of my life? So that's where I decided like, okay, bye-bye.
Okay. So hey guys, if you all got any red flags, key in the comments below. We are very curious to see lah. I think for me, maybe luckily for me lah, like my wife is also quite frugal one. So same thing lah, right?
You're lucky.
Usually 菜饭 she also 2 veg one me lah.
You never share the same 菜饭, right?
never share lah. But fortunately she's quite frugal like me. Of course with the occasional spending, which I think is totally fair. I do the same lah. I think that sometimes it happens, right? Some couples, the male or the female, either one might earn more. Right. So let's say in your case, let's say example, I don't know whether it's a situation now, but if let's say one partner earns more, right? How do you think the financials should be split?
Wow, this one a bit tricky, But I think you should still contribute like a certain set amount. Like some people say, oh, a percentage of your salary, right? Or you should contribute like maybe 20% of your salary. But I think that everyone should be fair lah. I think everyone contribute the same amount. Like maybe you contribute $500 to the savings. I also contribute $500 to the savings. But if let's say you earn lesser, then you should look into yourself lah. Like how can I earn so much lesser than your partner? Yeah.
Okay.
I think you should either go and find another side hustle to grow your money, or you should like maybe start investing, have some ways to grow your savings much faster lah. Yeah. But I think maybe it's not a bit controversial lah. Like I think it should be fair.
To me, I think it's fair also lah. I think it goes back down to the point where like no need to be so particular.
Yes.
Like
it depends on your spouse actually.
Yeah, like me and my wife, right? We put in an equal amount to the joint account. It's just easier lah, right? Because I think my how I approach this is that at the end of the day, if you see someone as your partner for life, right? Your finances should be seen together as a whole, even though you have your own accounts, but that's for optimization purpose. But as a whole, right? You are one right? So financial should be seen as a whole. Like I contribute, she contribute amount. Then rather than waste your time to be particular, you can use that time to make more money. That kind of. So I just figured, just put the same. No need to so stress also.
But what happens if let's say one of the spouse, like for example the male, right, is the sole breadwinner? Then the wife who is like maybe quit the job to become like a stay-at-home wife or stay-at-home husband. Now very popular, right? Stay-at-home husband, equality, right? Then what happened to that person's finances? Do you think the salary should be like shared among?
If I were to put in a situation, I thought of it already. If I were to put it to the situation, right, regardless of whether it's me or my wife, I think that you cannot expect someone to still contribute that amount to the joint account lah. And of course, the breadwinner is the one that has to provide the bulk. Whereas on the other party, right, it has to be a balance because we cannot assume that the other party is not contributing to the family. The other party is contributing in terms of taking care of intangible value that you cannot quantify one.
Yeah.
So to each his own lah. But if let's say your wife or your husband is staying at home to take care of the kids, bring the kids to school, take care of education, I think that is an asset. That is fair, right?
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be like, you only know how to spend money. But at the same
not
time,
doing anything.
Yeah, at the same time, it's also to the other party to know that, our financials are a bit tight lah, right? So maybe, things like maybe in terms of traveling, we cannot travel to Europe. Maybe we travel to Malaysia or Bangkok, shorter trips.
But what if the guy make a lot of money?
Then that's different case right? Basically, the idea is that you live within the means of your salary.
True.
And always ensure that you have a buffer lah, correct or not? Right. So, but Rachel, you're getting married. That's post-marriage. That's down the road. But I mean, in your case is you are getting married.
Yes.
So maybe you share with us because yours is still very fresh. Mine 5 years ago, I forget already.
Okay.
Yours is still very fresh.
Yeah.
How do you manage your wedding expenses with your soon-to-be husband?
Wow, actually we are also quite frugal lah in that sense. I mean we are quite comfortable. But lucky for me, my partner actually, he also invests as well. Like he knows the concept of investing and growing. Then I also teach him how to use options lah. Then now he can kind of supercharge his portfolio, grow it faster. But in terms of wedding expenses, actually we 50-50 leh.
50-50,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't talked about like joint accounts, everything yet lah. But like this particular thing, because it's a huge expenses, you cannot expect like one party to pay more or one party to pay less. But we decide on the things that we want to spend on. Like for example, we don't want to spend on like very lavish honeymoon. Like we both like China a lot, so we decided that let's go to a country where we can spend more comfortably, but we can also make very, very good memories together.
Where are you going actually?
Yunnan.
Oh, interesting.
I'm going to
first time
Shangri-La.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah. So we decided that this is our budget. Like let's say that amount for example, we want to spend $20,000 on our wedding, and we just keep to the budget lah. And anything that is still within this means, we will still go ahead with it.
So both of your parents never request for anything special? Have or not?
My mom, interestingly, at first she say, 哎呀，you all decide 啦，you all 你们结婚是你们两个人的事情。I say okay, you all decide. But slowly nearer to the wedding
request come in, right?
the request slowly come already. And lucky for me, I think some of my colleagues, you guys also warned me about all these kind of things. That's why I was like mentally well prepared already. Yeah, then some requests come in. Hey, can I have like one more table for my friends? And then can I have certain things lah? Then I'm like, okay lor, I mean 你高兴就好咯.
Okay, but okay, now okay, I think you are different, right? You are different from you guys are very frugal, right?
Yeah.
But what do you think of those girls who also feel like, hey, wedding is my once in a lifetime thing. I must engage the best videographer. I must wear wedding
Branded
whatever
dress.
branded, then must wear the what ballroom dress that kind.
Yeah.
I must have 2 dress, I must change, I must have on a Sunday night, I must do at Chimes with all the fairy lights. What do you think of those, like, I get that lah.
Yeah.
But I'm just curious to hear from a lady's opinion. Like, do you think it's really like once in a lifetime and you must really like spend and because it might not happen in your lifetime again?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you?
I do have friends that they have a more lavish wedding lah. I've attended quite a few, and then wow, the ang pao very painful, you know. so I mean, you know, I think it's because it's once in a lifetime, right? I think it's okay to spend if you are that kind that you really want to feel like a princess, you feel like very happy for your wedding. I think it's okay to spend. I mean, provided your husband, your spouse is okay with it. Because end of the day, it's a shared expenses. It's not like, oh, I you know, this $10,000 dress you can keep and use for another time. No, not really lah. So I think it is okay, like as long as the person happy can really lor. Right?
Yeah. Wow, I remember last time during my time, I got married 5 years ago. My hotel cost was 150, 60. How much is it now? Let's say that's your normal hotel.
I think now it's closer to 300. It's almost double already.
Double in 5. Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
5 years is double.
The double like S&P price, like that. It's crazy. Yeah. For me is I think it's fair lah. I think for ladies to there's a saying that I follow very very closely, which is called happy wife happy life lah. Simple as that lah, right?
Smart man. This one very smart.
Another one is happy parents-in-law, happy wife happy life also lah, right? If your parents-in-law want something, you must give lah. But then at the same time, also try to find compromise lah. I think both parties must always be able to find that compromise and all lah. So what I mean by that, right, is that if let's say you're getting married, right, but then you guys know that maybe both of you are not do earn a decent amount, but not a lot.
Yeah.
So don't go on. I think one of the worst decisions that one can make is maybe taking a loan for their wedding.
Oh yes, right. I have friends. That
you have friends who did that.
Yeah.
How did that? I mean, you will recoup back the money lah. But how did that turn out? I don't know.
I think because if let's say you are someone who don't have enough like savings, then you probably have to take a loan for like such a big expense like wedding. You know, it's at least a 5 figures thing. If let's say you're going for a hotel lah. And once you pay already, it's quite painful one. And because one of my friends, they actually went for like a more lavish one lah, like hotel. I mean, I won't name the hotel, but so a bit of a debt lah. But luckily, they quickly cleared it lah.
Oh, okay.
So it's not too bad. But to have that expenses at the back of your mind on your wedding day, imagine you're thinking like, wow, this uncle don't know can pao enough ang pao for me to cover or not. That's a bit stressful and you are also like imposing on your friends. Like let's say your friends are maybe unemployed for now or they don't have so much budget for your wedding, then you are stressing them that they have to match that market rate right or not?
Agree.
But it also really it always depends on your partner. That's why if let's say there's any disagreements, have to really talk it out. So Bjorn, how do you manage like, you know, together with your wife, right? There are some things that maybe you want. I don't know what you want. You don't spend money one. So if let's say you have any disagreements, right, on things to buy, like for example last time your house, your BTO, how do you decide on whether should we spend on this amount?
Okay, I think I come from a very, very practical aspect of things lah. Like a lot of times before you buy things, I ask myself, do we actually need it? Okay, so just to share one example in our house when we were doing renovation is our fridge. for example. So there are different sizes of fridge, and most of the time when people first house, right, they want to buy the $3,000 fridge, the one that is dual door, that kind one lah, because it's new ma. And last time during our parents' year, our fridge is just 2-door one. That kind.
Yes.
So when I was discussing with my wife, to me is the 2-door is enough. And my wife also feel the 2-door is enough.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Because and then that's where we look at the big one, right? And then it becomes a discussion: do we actually need it or not? At least in the first few years, it was just me and her. Do we need a big fridge or not? Right? And then we came to the conclusion that actually we don't need it. Right, and then we went with that lah. Right, but fast forward to today, we realized that actually that fridge is too small because we didn't consider other aspects. So now the same question asks: okay, we get a big fridge. Do we actually need it or not? We don't actually need it really.
It's a one.
Yeah, it's a one, but we can see that down the road we might actually need it, and then that's where we have a joint decision to get something.
Upgrade lah.
Yeah, I think the tricky thing is if let's say one party sees something as a very strong one, but it doesn't make sense lah. So
like what example?
Okay, so I don't have anything actually, because most of it I propose, my wife agrees with me lah. I think one of it was like our television.
Okay.
Right, and she gave me the decision, but then the television was like you either pay, most people will pay 3,000 to get a Samsung 65-inch or whatever it is lah. Mine was just a $500 LG 5 years ago, and it still works until today. It's perfect for me.
It depends also whether you use it very often or not.
I use it super often.
Oh, you use it very often.
Yeah. So, I think that is how you want to manage your finances, right? It's really for both parties, right? And it's not just finances lah. A lot of things regarding a couple is always compromise. Both parties cannot win one. You cannot force your way to win. If you force your way to win, at the end you also lose because the other party also is losing, right? So why? There must be a middle point, right? For ultimately it's happiness lah, and money is not the answer for happiness in a relationship lah.
Right? Definitely lah. Unless you are going for a South African trip, $20,000 like our dear friend and colleague, that one very very big expenses. That one need to think longer.
So. You know, last time older generations lah, there's always saying, right, man must be the breadwinner, lady should be the one staying.
That one old fashioned lah.
Old fashioned lah, okay. I do agree it's also old fashioned lah.
Hey, but do you invest? Does your wife invest?
My wife does. My wife do invest. And it's also things that I teach her lah. Cause ultimately it's joint finances, right?
So you all do together, or is it like a separate thing?
We do separately. So having a joint account is also fine. I think this is a preference lah, right? It's more because we have that joint account. That joint account, we don't use it to invest, but we use it mainly as kind of think of it as emergency funds.
Like
then we invest our own,
also.
but we know what we are investing in. We know every single thing. She knows my account, every single thing lah. And I think that is important lah. And ultimately for any relationship, for it to work right, you have to be transparent about your finances lah.
Yes.
Yeah,
definitely.
and we have to make sure that both parties are not gold digger lah. Right?
Okay.
Say need to buy branded, I don't agree with that. So
what if your partner is like in debt? Do you think the person should disclose it before like marriage or before
of course, this one
together?
at the start should disclose with it. You cannot like I go through with you so long through and then suddenly say, hey bro, sorry, actually, I mean not bro lah, right? Suddenly say, hey, actually I got a lot of that. I think that is borderline dishonesty. Unless unless the debt at the start, the person already maybe is halfway through the relationship, then got a debt. But immediately must inform lah. You cannot wait until, sorry, I got 20K worth of credit card debt. Then that's a problem already.
Hey, but I have a friend before that I know that she got credit card debt one.
Then
she never tell her partner lah, I mean boyfriend at the point of time.
Okay, then?
Yeah, so I mean slowly when they getting married already, then she tried to reduce her debt lah. But in the end of the day, she still need to be honest with your partner lah.
Did that turn out okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay,
because you go and tell ma.
Okay.
If you hide all the way until like marriage, then cannot lah.
I think that is the problem lah.
But I still don't understand like how people get into like credit card debt one. It's like credit card debt is like every month you clear one ma. How do you even have debt like accumulated, and it's on things that like maybe is like for your house and those kind of things?
Okay, I can share a little bit lah. I mean, I don't have credit card debt, but I do have. I do read out about this, and I have family members who have been in that road before, and I have friends who have been in that road before. I think sometimes, right, it's not purposely one, really. Sometimes it's
Bad decisions.
It can be bad decisions. It can also be at a point in time you own people money and you have to pay the person back first, or your money had to be used for something else at that point in time. Which then leads, and I think it's also a very dangerous road to fall into, right? If you go into that ground hole is 20% interest annually.
Yeah.
It's a very dangerous thing lah. So for those of you reading, if you have any credit card debt, please clear it as soon as possible. It is the worst debt that you can have. And never only do minimum payment. And I think one of the best ways to avoid that is just use a debit card. Because debit card takes away your money.
But you
straight away.
cannot earn points.
No choice. You either pay or you either have a debt you have to pay, or you don't earn points. Which one is the lesser of two evils lah?
True. It's how you manage your own finances at the back of your mind also lah.
Yeah, and I think for couples it's exceptionally important because when you start to have your own house, when you start to have kids, right? Generally, as you move up your career, you have lifestyle inflation, right?
Yeah,
and
you spend more as you earn more. So.
Exactly. So I think it's important that ultimately it's all about transparency and communication, right? I think both parties should know, and I feel 50-50 is okay lah. 50-50 on certain case, but you don't, like what I share, you don't have to draw the lines. I think that is a red flag lah about what you share about your ex lah. No need to draw so clear lah, right?
Hey, but I got a friend that they like he pays for most of the things for his like wife.
His wife okay lah? He okay lah?
They both happy. They are both happy.
Can already lah. As long as you do whatever,
so
you're
like,
both happy.
Wow, you're very, very good man.
Usually for me and my wife, it's kind of sometimes she pays, sometimes I pay. So it's a sensing one, like, hey, I remember last week you pay for dinner. Okay lah, this week I'll just pay for grocery. This week I'll pay for dinner. And we just trade lor.
True. But I don't really go and memorize it lah. It's just like, okay, I'll pay first, like that kind of thing.
Yeah. So that's how I feel lor. Yeah.
Okay.
So then let's say, I mean, what is one advice? I think I gave my advice to you lah. But let's say for you, you are going to get married soon. What is one advice you will give to our couple friends out there in terms of financial advice lah? Okay, or just general life advice.
Yeah, I think you have to just talk about it lor. Especially when you are going to a different stage of, like, let's say your relationship, right? Like getting together, or getting married, getting house, getting kids. It's very important to be honest with your partner, like how you feel. Like, hey, maybe you think that, you shouldn't have spent on this, or this is how I would like to manage my finances, and I want to discuss this with you lah. And I think there are people that actually do this kind of counseling. I remember Evelyn, one of our students, she actually does like couples financial counseling. So it's just to like bring everything on the table before you get married, and then just talk about it. And just be honest how you want to manage your own money together. Yeah, I think it's very important to go through that process, even though you might not feel that it's needed now, but you might need it later on. Yeah, so that's what I think.
For me, it's very simple lah. I'll just sum it up. Money can always earn back. Happiness cannot buy back one. Yeah.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, I think those are the two lah. But anyway, I mean, we've come to the end of today's podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. We hope that you have enjoyed this. So if you enjoyed this, be sure to drop a like and subscribe down below. And Rachel, any closing statement for our audience?
Yeah, just let us know what you want to know for our next topics. You can comment down below as well, and we hope to bring you guys more information, more financial topics for you guys in the next upcoming weeks. So our podcast is actually live every Thursday. So remember to share with your friends as well. Okay, so that's all we have for you this week. I'll see you guys next week.
Okay, bye bye.